Good morning, readers. Today I'm going to read for you a book called Last Day Blues. And this one is written by Julie Danberg and it's illustrated by Judy Love. And if any of you are familiar with the story First Day Jitters, about being nervous about the first day of school, this is by the same author, but this one is about last day blues and being a little bit sad about the last day of school. All right, let's read our story. Last Day Blues. Look at all the kids on the bus and the grown-ups outside. On the Monday morning before the Friday that was the last day of school, Mrs. Hartwell took attendance. She sighed as she called out the last name. "I'm going to miss all of you," she said. The kids nodded in agreement. "I'm going to miss my friends," said Shannon. "I'm going to miss Daisy," said Dan. That's the pet snake. "I'm going to miss chocolate milk and pizza for lunch," said Joe. Everyone felt a little blue thinking about the last day of school, even Daisy. That afternoon during recess, the students talked as they hung out on the jungle gym. "Mrs. Hartwell said she's going to miss us," said Alexandra, swinging from a bar. "We should get a present to cheer her up," said Eddie, hanging upside down by his knees. But what could they get her? "I could give her the rest of my sandwich. It's my mom's bologna special," said Josh. Ugh, I don't know about that one. "Or a coffee cup. Or a new pen, the kind with feathers and beads." The students thought and thought, but couldn't come up with a single idea that they all agreed on. "We'll think of something tomorrow," Eddie assured everyone as they lined up at the drinking fountain. Uh-oh, I think he might be being a little naughty there. On the Tuesday before the Friday that was the last day of school, Mrs. Hartwell read the final page of their last read-aloud book. "I'm going to miss circle time," said Mrs. Hartwell. "I'm going to miss science," said Emily. "I'm going to miss seeing Mrs. Hartwell with her safety goggles during science," said Jack, giggling. And so before they could get too sad, Mrs. Hartwell put on her safety goggles one last time, just for fun. She looks pretty silly there, doesn't she? "We definitely need to cheer Mrs. Hartwell up," said Andy during recess as he jumped out of a swing. "Any ideas about a present?" Eddie asked. "Nope," they all answered back. They're still stuck. They can't think of what they should get for Mrs. Hartwell to help her not be quite so sad. On the Wednesday before the Friday that was the last day of school, Mrs. Hartwell brought in her super duper sugar cookies with extra frosting. "I'm going to miss snack time, but I can't wait for barbecues by the pool," said Jack. "I'm going to miss recess, but I can't wait to play hide and seek outside after dinner," said Alexandra. "I'll miss school, but I can't wait for summer vacation," said Josh. They discussed their summer plans and drowned their last day blues with another round of milk and sugar cookies. "I don't know whether to be happy or sad today," Andy said the minute they all arrived at the jungle gym. "Mrs. Hartwell is sad," said Olivia. "She probably doesn't want the year to end. While we're swimming, she'll be reading her old lesson plans," said Walker. "And while we're playing, she'll be trying to remember the fun times we had this year," said Dan. And that's when an idea zipped, zapped, and zinged through Eddie's brain. I know exactly what will cheer her up, Eddie said, jumping down from the jungle gym. The class agreed it was perfect. What do you think they agreed on? Do you have a prediction of what gift they might give Mrs. Hartwell? Let's see if your prediction is correct. On the Thursday before the Friday, that was the last day of school, Eddie raised his hand right after Mrs. Hartwell started language arts. We need some privacy, please, he said. And so Mrs. Hartwell took down bulletin boards with her back to the class. She never even peeked. Well, only once. On the morning of the Friday that was the last day of school, the students dashed into the classroom. They snapped open the shades for the very last time. They did their chores for the very last time. They fed Daisy for the very last time. And as soon as the bell rang, they couldn't wait for Mrs. Hartwell to see her present for the very first time. They made this giant letter for her, and it says, "The last day of school makes us so blue. We'll miss recess and pizza and reading too. We'll miss Daisy and cookies and friendship true, snack time and science and learning new. We'll miss spelling bees for our test review and groundhogs that play peek-a-boo. The year's been great, a big wahoo! There are many things to miss, it's true, but mostly what we'll miss is you." That was a very sweet letter. Did you notice the rhyming? Later on during recess, Eddie said, "I think Mrs. Hartwell liked her present." "I just hope it helps," Margaret said. "Poor Mrs. Hartwell," they all said sadly as they pictured their final goodbye. "Teachers must hate the last day of school." So this is in the kids' imagination, what they think the teachers will look like as they're all driving away on that last day. And then it was time. The bell rang. "Goodbye," the students called as they rushed out the door. "Goodbye," Mrs. Hartwell called after them. And then she returned to her empty classroom. "It's just you and me, Daisy," she said. "I'm sure going to miss them this summer." She's talking to the pet snake, saying she's going to miss the students. "But I can't wait for vacation." Look at all the teachers. There's Mrs. Hartwell. I think they're a little bit excited to start their vacation. Oh, and here on the last page, it shows all the different things that she decided to do while on vacation. She's taking a nap in her hammock, going to the beach. Looks like she might be in a pond somewhere in a canoe, doing some bird watching. Lots of fun things for vacation. Well, my friends, thank you for listening to our story, Last Day Blues. I hope you liked it. I think it's kind of a silly, funny story, but also just kind of gets us ready for our summer vacation that's coming. I'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye.